All right. So, hello everyone. I'm Monica Nguyen with Elm Medical. Thank you guys for joining us during Limb Loss and Limb Difference Awareness Month. We will have the live chat open for any questions and it'll be answered at the end of this webinar. The recording will also be available next week. Please welcome Regina Story, also with Elm Medical.
Thank you, Monica. So, change the next slide. Well, welcome everybody. Are you struggling to keep up with the ever-changing algorithm, platforms, and trends of social media? We will discuss ways to navigate through your favorite social media platforms to grow your network, connect, and inspire others through part one of our two-part social media webinar series called What Now? Social media has changed once again. Now a little bit about us and why we are here with this opportunity to share with you today. Again, hello, we are pleased to meet everybody. I'm Regina Story alongside Taylor Newman and Monica Nguyen. We are Elm Medical in collaboration with the Amputee Coalition, presenting mental wellness education to support your wellness journey. This opportunity not only is a way for us to share and help, but also provides a gateway for us to learn, help, and heal better. We are here today to discuss managing your emotions to navigate through your favorite platforms for a rewarding experience. So the important theme we want to emphasize today is to evolve, not to get caught up on what's behind you and focus on moving forward. We're getting ready to discuss and take on topics that could bring up deep awareness on thoughts of times where you may have done something different. Back then you made that decision and the decision was, is this the right thing to do now? Then I'm going to do that. So let's not get caught up on the could have, should have of what's behind you. And let's focus on moving forward by helping bring more awareness to what the right thing is before you do it. So before we begin, let's all get into a calm mindset. And how we're going to do that is to take 3 deep breaths. So let's do it together. Take a deep breath in and then out. Take a deep breath in and out. One more deep breath in and out. Okay, we're feeling pretty relaxed now. It's a very simple exercise that works every time. So now we're a little more grounded to prepare for the journey through your digital universe. Today, we will discuss the theory of mind over matter, but in a digital sense, mind over platform, how your state of mind impacts your digital journey. Then once we have a little bit more clarity on how to manage our state of mind, we will then move into navigating through your favorite platforms to support your mental wellness journey. At the end, we will have our question and answer segment. So please make note of any ideas or questions that you have during our discussion, and please share them at the end. So let's get started together. In terms of mind over platform, it's important to recognize the power of your own thoughts and emotions when it comes to social media usage. Social media is becoming an integral part of our communication in modern society, with billions of people using platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok to connect with others, share information, and then of course express themselves. So social media isn't harmful or beneficial in itself. The manner of use is the determining factor. So by practicing mindfulness and setting boundaries around social media use, you will avoid becoming overwhelmed and you will maintain a healthy balance between your digital and offline lives. Now, We are ready, right? We are ready to make social media work for your mental health and growth, and definitely not against. So have you heard someone in conversation say in Revelation, "It's my page and I'll share what I want"? Well, you are free to say it. In this context, well, it's not quote unquote the free speech that you think of. Platforms are owned by private companies with all of their restrictions, and they will censor and investigate any claim that goes against their guidelines. We will not be discussing their guidelines today. So if you are using a specific platform for personal or business use, it would be good for you to research and know their guidelines. However, Taylor will be discussing later with you on navigating through these platforms for a healthy experience. Now back to free speech. You and they are correct. You are free to say what you want, but keep in mind that you are not free from the consequences of what you choose to share. Social media is your megaphone, okay? Another way to think of it is like a fan. The feelings and intent you put into your post, stories, videos, if by chance they come from a place of passive aggressiveness or a place of harmony, they will be fanned out and spread everywhere. It does amplify and comes out online. So if you are not authentic and trying to cause a stir, you may deal with the consequences. Well, we all have been cranky on the keyboard, okay? Let's just be real. Have you felt frustrated or annoyed when dealing with technology or just crazy social media nonsense, which is heightened from a full day of setbacks after setbacks? This is a common experience. Ask yourself, when you are impatient or angry, is your communication more aggressive or confrontational? It is for me. I was very impatient and angry earlier this week, and my communication was definitely more aggressive. And boy, did I need to do some heavy self-regulation with my emotions to get back to a calm space. And it's a process that sometimes isn't immediate. It takes daily affirmations. How about the time when you used emotional regulation to be calm and collected on the keyboard? Did you have less stress, less feelings of frustration or anxiety, which are your physical and mental health? When in this calm space, ask yourself, did you have better communication? Did you facilitate productive conversations and avoid or work through misunderstandings with empathy? Did this help you be a better advocate for your cause? Our education today will provide insights to help you shift your mind to regulate your emotions for a healthier social media experience. It seems the negative impacts of social media have dominated the public debate. If you guys attended our Resolute Your Outlook webinar back in December, setting strategies for the new year and beyond, we discussed adding to your string of pearls. Your life is a continuum. You are the creator and narrator of that continuum, not the reverse. You are the one that puts the next pearl on your string. And hey, sometimes that pearl may have a dark spot, and that's okay. Kind of like the negative impacts of social media use and the risks on your mental health, which we will cover in our next social media webinar, part 2, which is on April 27th at the same time. So please mark your calendar. Today, we're going to discuss the positive impacts. And it's important to realize and take full advantage of innovations and technology to help you live healthier and more productive lives, which is the positive impacts on you little by little and adding to your string of pearls. So let's see some pearls of social media usage. Social media is increasingly being adopted into healthy discourse to promote mental well-being. Healthy discourse is the practice of engaging in online conversations that are constructive, respectful, and beneficial to all parties involved. So we're going to go over 6 health benefits today of this practice. Are you ready for number 1? Relieves social isolation and loneliness by opening up new communication pathways. Now, if you're open to it, you will see, affirm with yourself and ask yourself, is social media becoming more diverse? Lately, you may be noticing people who look like you on social media, and really it's noticeable in influencers and corporate advertising, for example, in the airport advertising, gym advertising, little by little. That's life, a little by a little and a lot by a lot, opening up new communication and mindset shift pathways. And as a result, stimulating an online social support system, which will lead you to form or join other communities dedicated to similar pursuits. Helps to inspire healthy lifestyle changes. Social media can be used as a motivational tool to achieve healthy lifestyle goals, such as quitting smoking or attending the gym on a regular basis. Announcing a goal on social media and regularly posting about it promotes accountability to others and creates positive reinforcement from friends. Research has shown that sharing a goal publicly not only promotes accountability, but helps you stay focused and dramatically increases your chance of success. Makes social support and interventions possible. 24-hour suicide prevention hotlines aren't the only sources of intervention. An increasing number of websites are now offering support through social media channels. These sites often provide anonymous forums for people to connect and share personal experience. The Amputee Coalition's Facebook page offers information and support. For example, recently posting about the webinar, The Power of Personal Narrative, to connect your personal story to your advocacy work. So check it out. Next provides access to build a community by joining local meetups. Did you know that meetup.com is a social media channel? Twitter also has a feature called Tweetups, which are face-to-face meetups that are organized online involving people with similar interests. And then, of course, Facebook events as another example of how social media can build new connections. And helps you strengthen existing relationships. Social media can also help manage relationships, especially with those who live far away from each other, thus breaking down geographical barriers. It can also be helpful at maintaining relationships for individuals with limb loss. Far from increasing isolation, social media can provide alternative means of finding support, even helping to lift depression. And as we mentioned, meetups have shown provide a healthy excuse to go outside rather than stay cooped up indoors and hunched over a computer. And for our 6th pearl, social media provides opportunities to develop skills, technical and other skills needed to function in society. A common dilemma among people with mental illness, including depression, is the reluctance to talk to people that are closest to them about their problems. More and more people are turning to the internet for health advice and for do-it-yourself self-help guides. So we had just covered the practice of healthy discourse and some of the ways you benefit health-wise from social media use. Now we're going to talk about shifting your mindset and looking at 3 different intelligences to help evolve your digital emotional intelligence. There's a variety of intelligences that we use day to day. Intelligence, which is also known as IQ, emotional intelligence, and digital emotional intelligence, which is also known as EQ, and artificial intelligence, which is known as AI. Let's touch on IQ and EQ first. Intelligence, or IQ, is one's ability to learn from experience and to adapt to, shape, and select environments. Emotional intelligence, EQ, is the use of your emotions to direct thoughts and behavior and understand your own feelings and others' feelings accurately. Emotional intelligence is directly linked to digital emotional intelligence. Yes, so digital emotional intelligence, it can be difficult. And why is it difficult? Well, people come in with different filters, and communication may be misunderstood or taken differently than the original intent. So sometimes common sense is not common. I mean, let's think about it. There have been times where we have been surprised on how others will post, or sometimes ourselves. Maybe we should have changed the wording on a post or not posted at all. Our title of this webinar started off with "What now?", which can cause stress when trying to figure out what to do. So we are here to help relieve your stress with practicing digital emotional intelligence. As highlighted earlier in the presentation, don't trip on what's behind you. Emotional intelligence is a spectrum. The concept of digital emotional intelligence is to evolve and adapt to the digital world and to use digital resources correctly for a healthy experience for you and others. And we're just not perfect. That's just the reality of it. So we learn every step of the way. And sometimes you feel anxious, lonely, angry. It's okay. We all feel that way, and we know. But it's not okay to get into an internet fight or an excuse to be a bully or give a negative comment. You want to keep it healthy and safe. We are going to get into a lot more specifics on your window of tolerance and managing bullyism, conflict, red flags, and the risks of social media in our Part 2 social media webinar series on April 27th. The art of emotional intelligence is to be aware that you are feeling this way and accepting that you're feeling this way, and then adapting your digital communication to prevent an internet fight. Emotional intelligence is necessary for digital emotional intelligence, or AKA digital intelligence. Emotional intelligence and digital emotional intelligence are an inseparable whole. As an inseparable whole, with emotional intelligence, digital emotional intelligence is practicing self-awareness, self-motivation, empathy, development of social skills, regulating your own emotions, all practiced through online platforms. This may be overwhelming. It can be, while managing everything else that's going on in life. So to keep things a little bit simple, as you're scrolling through your favorite platforms, think of KISS, depending on that particular platform or your purpose, which Taylor will get into next, could be keep it simple and silly, or keep it simple and supportive, shareable, storytelling, short or strong. Point is, you don't have to be complex. Just be you, align it with the platform and the message for that particular platform. And to touch base on the last intelligence, artificial intelligence. Taylor will dive in this deeper with you about artificial intelligence and algorithms. Please keep in mind that you are the creator, you are the narrator. Artificial intelligence, which is the platform's algorithms, they learn from you. So you control the algorithms and what feeds pop up in your view. You control and decide your own story to share and the stories that you want to learn from. We have discussed how to manage your mind for better well-being over platforms. Taylor will now guide us through navigating the platforms. Thank you, Taylor.
Thank you, Regina. Once again, I'm Taylor Newman, and we're going to look at a few steps to help jumpstart your presence on social media, on the social media platforms, to help with the ever-changing learning curve on how to navigate them. Many of us are 40 years or older, and we started out with the dial-up AOL, then came MySpace, onto Facebook, and beyond to Instagram, LinkedIn, and others. We are juggling Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and trying to figure out how to use them. Wow, that's a lot. We can move forward in a positive mind state with some not so complicated steps. First, understanding the current platforms that are being used, safeguarding you, and building organic connections for your mental health. The social media platforms are a powerful tool that can be used for connecting with others, resources, raising awareness, inspiring others, advocating for a certain issue, and also for professional development. So let's look at some of the most popular platforms available. First, we have YouTube. They are filled with how-to videos, webinars, and explainers. And they use an organic and advertised growth method. There also is YouTube Shorts, which is similar to the Reels on Facebook, and also TikTok videos. But YouTube Shorts are becoming more and more popular from the other platforms for doing those quick video shorts. We have TikTok, used for entertainment, humor, and challenges. And it's an influencer market is really where the strategy comes in, and series content. We have Snapchat, which is silly and feel good and trends. And they're really focused on video ads, location-based connection, and relationship building. We have Instagram, which the content is inspirational and lifestyle, relationship building, but they also include some polls and questions. They really influence it. They use influence software, and also e-commerce uses it. It's a large communication-based platform that is becoming more and more popular to use as direct messages, other than text calls and Facebook Messenger. We have LinkedIn. It's professional content and networking in the professional sphere. You know, the strategy there is really to look at career opportunities, company marketed content, and professional development. We really recommend to market your professional career on this. If lots of companies search this platform to find that professional or the potential talent. Then we have Twitter, which has news and discussions and humor. And is really like customer service based with ads. And then finally, the ever popular Facebook, where they have photos and links, information, live videos, and connection-based content, where you'll see local marketing, advertising, and relationships. So let's look at your prospective goals. What are we going to use the platforms for? What's the purpose behind it? and what features are you going to use really depend on what platform you're going to use for social media. And also, what are the user demographics? What's most important is understanding these nuances to make them most relevant to your interests and goals. And remember to evaluate your goals on how you want to use these social media platforms. Limiting your scope will help foster a healthy mindset. Is your mind flooded with notifications? Well, mine is. Message requests, tweets, and likes. Every minute and second of the day we receive these. And it can be overwhelming and confusing and even cause a mental health spiral. So let's streamline this experience and reduce the mental spiraling with permissions and privacy. So let's look at the first one. Limit who can see your posts. Most social media platforms offer settings that allow you to control who can see the posts that you place. Consider limiting them just to close friends, family, or even creating a private group where you can share updates and interact with small, trusted groups, like the Amputee Coalition. The Amputee Coalition is the only national nonprofit dedicated to advocating for 2.7 million Americans living with limb loss and limb difference. So with these other accounts, with these other users, think about other accounts that you can add, and then follow those negative accounts that cause negative thoughts and feelings. Next, we want to turn off message requests. Receiving unwanted or negative messages can be detrimental to your mental health. Turn off message requests or limit them to just those in your friend list to reduce that risk of receiving harmful messages. Well, we can also mute or block negative accounts. If you come across an account that is consistently posts content that triggers a negative emotion or thought, consider muting or blocking them. And finally, follow. This can help create a more positive and supportive social media experience. Another option is disable comments. If you are sharing a particularly personal or sensitive post, consider disabling these comments altogether. This can prevent others from leaving harmful, hurtful, or unsupportive comments. And lastly, let's take a break. If you're feeling overwhelmed by social media, take a break and consider logging out of all the social media accounts for a certain amount of time, or even deleting certain applications altogether. At the beginning of this webinar, we started with a mindful moment. This is a great way to practice taking a break, and always remember to breathe. As an amputee, building organic connections for your mental health on social media can be a powerful tool for finding support, understanding, and inspiration. Social media is also a tool that can help break through professional barriers to employers. We will now look at building your organic social media connections that will help you balance your mental health by expanding your personal and professional network and understanding the algorithms, quote unquote, the formulas. These tools will help you discover new avenues to express your real self. So let's jump right in. We'll be looking at 5 ways to expand your personal network. One, we're going to seek out. We're going to participate. And we're going to share your story. So seek out new connections. And the first way you can do this is in amputee social media groups. So we really want to focus on those. The AC Connect is a great opportunity to connect. We also want groups dedicated to limb loss, because all of these groups can provide a safe space to share your experience, ask questions, and foster support. Participate in your network. Participate in online discussions. This helps to connect, even workshops. Then listen and really understand and learn from others. They could have advice and resources you didn't know existed or even thought of. And the most important, I think, is share your story, because others out there have similar stories. You know, these stories are a powerful way to connect with other people. And part of that, it's your story. It helps in loneliness, and it builds that meaningful connection. Well, who you follow matters. Following amputee influencers and advocates, super important, because you'll learn the latest developments and updates and resources. And it also raises awareness and promotes acceptance. And reach out. If a post or video touches you, contact that person. DM them, which means direct message, or comment, or reshare. Start that organic connection with people that understand your personal situation. Remember, building organic connection takes time and effort, but it can be a powerful tool for supporting your mental health and building a sense of community as an amputee. Follow industry leaders and influencers. Participate in industry-specific media groups. Share your expertise. And finally, attend in-person and virtual conferences and events, just like Elevate in August. Engage in online learning and training, like a Limb Loss Education Days. By building organic connections on social media, you can expand your professional network, stay up to date with industry trends, and advance your career. The formulas used by social media platforms are called algorithms. These determine content that you see in your feeds. And in one word and encapsulated, it's engagement. So how can we use these formulas to expand your reach, career, and network? So first is the engagement, the big one. Engagement refers to the level of activity on a post, such as likes, comments, and shares. Posts with high level engagement are most likely to be shown to others. Then we have relevance. So consider the relevance of the content and how it's based on their past interactions with the platform. For example, if a user frequently, reacts with a post about a specific topic, let's say limb loss, the algorithm is more likely to show them similar content. Then there's timing that impacts their visibility and prioritizes new posts to ensure that users are seeing the most up-to-date content. And then we have quality. Higher quality content prioritizes posts that are well-written, visually appealing, and informative. And then we have user behavior. So they can be influenced by, the algorithm can be influenced by behavior, such as how often they interact with certain types of content and how long they spend on the platform. By understanding social media algorithms, taking time to foster a positive well-health mindset, you can make the most of social media while protecting your mental well-being. This will bring an authentic you to your personal and professional online presence. So let's recap. Here's what we learned today. Regina spoke on the state of mind and how it impacts the journey by understanding the health benefits of practicing digital emotional intelligence. We looked at how social media isn't harmful or beneficial. It's how we use that technology. Then we looked at a range of popular platforms and how and why to use them. We looked at securing your journey with some steps on safeguarding your mental health and how platforms utilize algorithms and ways to identify the factors that determine the content on your feed. So just want to reinforce, please don't hesitate to contact the resources listed on your screen right now if you feel that social media is negatively affecting your mental health at any time. The resources are here to help you. Thank you. And next, Monica will guide us through the question and answer segment. So please think of any questions that you have on your social media journey and make sure to come back for part 2. We'll be discussing the mental highs and lows.
Thank you, Taylor. Hello again, everyone. So we do have a couple of questions. So Josephine wrote, are these slides going to be available for future references?
Yes, Josephine, they will be available. The content should be posted sometime next week on the Amputee Coalition site.
Skylar asks, can you explain how to find the privacy settings on Facebook?
Well, as we talked about in the privacy setting and the privacy piece of the webinar, you can view and adjust your privacy settings at any time. Specifically in Facebook, you want to go to the top right of Facebook, scroll down and tap the settings and privacy, and then tap settings, and then continue to scroll down till you see audience and visibility and tap the option you want to change that privacy for. With the other, I would go ahead and just do a quick Google search on Instagram and LinkedIn and others. And you'll be able to find those privacy settings from there.
Nikki asks, how do you not let people get under your skin when you see a post that bothers you?
Don't engage. Number one, unfollow and take a breath. And the third, sign up for part 2 of this webinar, where we'll cover additional tips on this issue.
We have a question from Jacob. You talked about emotional intelligence, but I'm not really understanding what it is. Could you go more into it?
Yes. So emotional intelligence, as mentioned, it refers to our ability to recognize and understand and manage our own emotions. But then just as importantly, to think about the emotions and where other people are coming from. So it's a lot of what ifs. And I know sometimes we have issues potentially with what ifs, but it's a process of asking yourself, what if, what if, what if, and understanding that sometimes what this person is saying or the place that they're coming from is from an origination that you had no idea or didn't even consider. And so considering different what ifs will give you opportunity to come to a place of empathy where you put yourself in their shoes. And then once you're in a place of empathy where you can put your place in that person's shoes, then you can potentially understand their what if. And then you can consider that and respect that and understand that. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to agree with it, but you respect it. And then you can acknowledge it, accept it, and adapt and move forward.
So we have a question from Dawn, and I believe hopefully Anna can help out. Does Amputee have an app? I think we're having trouble. Some viewers are having some trouble locating it on the Apple Store.
Monica, I just dropped into the chat the Amputee Coalition app location.
Okay, see it right
It's
there.
actually on, it should be in the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. They may be doing an update on it, so that's why, but I dropped the information for the Amputee Coalition on the website.
So we'll need the Android.
So that's for the Google Play, I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you have an Android, you want to look out for the Google Play to locate that app. But they may be updating it.
We'll get clarification from Amputee and get the answer for you guys. Thank you for your question, Dawn.
Well, thank you, everybody. That is all the questions I have for today. Thank you, Taylor and Regina. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, everyone, for viewing and staying on with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Appreciate it.
We really appreciate it and have a wonderful day.
Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.